All right, welcome back. So we're going to see DAX measures as we mentioned in the previous video, right? DAX actually stands for data analysis expressions, and in fact, it's Power BI's formal language, and it's one of the most incredibly powerful features in Power BI. Okay, and in fact, earlier on we created DAX, but we did not actually give it a name as DAX, but we actually do. So if you go to let me click on this table, for instance, right? If we go to let's use this one. If we go to this place, right, and then we drag and drop anything over here, right, we drag and drop anything over here, and then we click on, say, let's click on this month over here. Now you can see that we have done sum, we have first, last, we have count, right, and so on and so forth. If we click on, say, budget, you can see that we have sum, average, minimum, maximum, count, those kind of things. Okay, these things that we do over here is what is referred to as DAX. Okay, DAX, that is nothing but data analysis expressions. Okay, these are the things that we use, right? And if you use any of these things, right, it's called, now you see that this one sum is selected, so that's why over here we're getting all the sums. Okay, we're getting all the sums over here, right? But you can also select anything else, right? You can select count or whatever that you want over from here, right? And if you select any of these things, for instance, like we have selected these things, right, this is called implicit measure. Okay, this is called implicit measure, right? But I mean, at a professional level, you use implicit measure less frequently, right? In fact, it is even advisable to use explicit measures the more, right, instead of using implicit measures, right? Let me show you how to create explicit measures, right? You already know how to create implicit measures. That is just any of these things, just selecting any of these things, right? It's going to do it internally for you, right, which you don't need to do anything. But explicitly means that you have to create it by yourself, right? And most of the time you have to do that because your use case will require you to actually do that. Okay, to do that, it won't be like maybe find a sum or find the average. Maybe you want to find the minimum and divide it by something, or find a sum and divide it by something, or subtract something from it, or multiply it by something like that. Okay, and in that case you will not find it among these implicit measures. All right, so let me show you how you create explicit measure. All right, so now I'm going to go to my modeling tab over here, and then you can see over here we have what is called new measure. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. So you just click on that new measure, right? Once you click on that, it's going to give you one panel over here, right? All right, so something like this. So you need to give it a name, right? You can just leave it to the default name that is giving you, or you can just change it. Okay, all right, so for instance, I can change it to maybe sales, right? And let me even use small letter over here so that it will differentiate itself from the sales that we have. Remember, we already have sales over here, right? So I don't want it to confuse it. So this sales. So that's why I'm naming it as small sales, right? Now, once you do that, let's say we want to create the same sum like we did over here, right? Like we did over here. If I click on this, like we did sum over here, and it's giving us all the sum total. Okay, so let's say we want to create something like that. So for that, what you do is this is how you create it, right? So you can create it like this, and then inside here you're gonna put the sales table. Okay, you're going to go into the sales table, and then once you get into the sales table, you put a square bracket over here, right? And then inside this sales table, you're going to calculate the sales amount. Okay, so maybe I can just type amount, and it's just going to automatically come. Okay, and then I can just press tab to complete it, right? And make sure that you close the bracket, because there's a bracket here, open bracket, so you close it like that. All right, that's all you have to do, right? That's all you have to do. Okay, so I just press enter to make it effective, right? So once you do that, that's it, right? That's it. Now if I go here, right, right, you see that this sales is actually there, right? So I'm just gonna drag it and then drop it over here. Right now, if I go here, right, if I go here, and you see that sales is there, right, and it's just doing the same thing like we did. Okay, it's just doing the same thing like we did, right? And I can also format this one. Okay, I can also format that. So if I want to format, I'll just click on it over here, right? And then let me even make this window quite small so that not you. Okay, And then here I'll reduce the size a bit. That's fine, right? Okay, so if I want to format this one, I can just go here and then I can just click on that, right? And then it's just going to format for me. Great, so see that it's formatted. And then I can reduce the decimal, the number of decimal points. Okay, I can just go here and put 0 over there. All right, now you can see that it's the same thing as this one. Okay, you see that everything is formatted like that for us. So you can also do that. Now the good thing about this one is that later on you can come and then reuse it. Okay, you can just easily come and then reuse it, or even modify it. Okay, so maybe I want to subtract something from it, you can come and do it. Or maybe I want to multiply it with something, right? I want to divide it by something, right? But if you, I can just easily do it. But if you want to use the implicit one, right? If I want to use the implicit one, you can do that. Okay, you can do that. And later on, I can easily use this sales for any other analysis at all, right? Which involves the sales amount. Okay, and I can even modify it, just change the sales amount to maybe budget amount or something like that, easily like that. And then I'll be able to get my hands on. All right. So that is DAX for you, which is data analytics expression. All right, you're going to see it quite often as you start doing some projects in Power BI. You're going to meet DAX. There will come a time where you want to use DAX for some sort of analysis over there. All right.